I've been using the application Gab every now and then. I'm not a real active user all the time, but I keep up with what their next milestone is, what's happening with their brand, and they have a really good UI system set up, and it's the user experience needs a little touching up. It needs to be fixed so it's a fluid, easy to learn site. It needs to be fixed a little. There's a couple of bugs, but I mean, Gab's still in its infancy. It's still got a long way to go, and it's progressed pretty well in the past year with the massive amount of support within like a year and a half. They've gained so much support with people who are just tired of censorship in general. One of the big problems I have is how they run their social media presence on Twitter. They're kind of back and forth from being their brand, and then whoever runs the social media on Twitter, whether it's the CEO of Gab or if someone else runs it. But injecting their own personal opinions with the brand is kind of, to me at least, in my opinion, that they need to quit injecting their personal opinions with their brand. Because with the brand, they're not representing themselves. If they're trying to create a public tool, it represents everyone who is within the social media application, everyone who uses it. They all represent the brand, which the branding, the goal is freedom of speech. If they're using their brand on another social media and injecting one individual's opinion, they're not representing the entirety of the people who use it. Use the Gab application. See, I can kind of see why they catch the witch hunt so much, and it can be avoided, or it really can't be avoided, but it would be less of a social media presence on Twitter if they were to act like the brand and not act like the individual who is using said profile. They would catch it less, but I mean, they would still be talked about on journalism sites and all of that. But it wouldn't be because they would be talking shit. It would be for bullshit political pandering, basically. I really like Gab, and I hope it's successful in the next coming years. It's already mildly successful with how many people are on there and the constant rate that people are flowing on there. But eventually, it's gonna stop for a little bit, in my opinion, that it's gonna stop and it's gonna slow down and then eventually stop. And if they would stop using the personal profile or not personal profile, the brand profile to talk shit, I believe they might just gain a little more people because of, oh, well, they can take constructive criticism, they can take or just not answer some people who are talking shit, which the people who talk shit to them are looking for an argument. They're looking for it to ignite the flame. So it's like, oh, well, I'll just answer emotionally, which is kind of most of the time. Anyway, just change a little bit. Stop talking shit with your brand and do it with your personal profile. That's pretty much the only criticism I have. The brand's good, how they run their website's good. This is just their presence on another social media that I think people should look at that more and be like, oh, well, it's kind of, they're not acting like a brand on other social medias. I mean, that might just be what the CEO of Gap wants, is to not act professional on Twitter, just because Twitter's doing so much bullshit and censorship. But I mean, you got to make some choices, and you got to, especially as a brand, especially as a company, you can represent your personal opinion on your personal profile. Just, it's going to slow progress down as the brand. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents on it.